Hello, my name is Emma McDonald. I'm with Mesquite Library Services. Yesterday, we held 2 trainings for the ReadSquared Dashboard for teachers. Unfortunately, both of the training recordings came out with a lot of distractions and other issues. So instead, I thought I would create a training video for those of you who were not able to attend the actual in-person training yesterday. For those of you who are not familiar, ReadSquared is a program or an app that Library Services has purchased to help students record their reading online. This is a program that we used in February with grades 3, 4, and 5 for the Copacan Reading Challenge, and it is a program that we plan to use each summer for our summer reading. We've opened it up for school from now until the end of the school year to help teachers and students keep track of the reading that students are doing while they are learning from home. In this training, I'm going to show you how to use the teacher dashboard and give you a brief glimpse inside what ReadSquared looks like for students. At the end, I will give you a link to a video that we have created that you can then post to your Google Classroom or send out to students however you can to show them how they will log on and use the ReadSquared app to show their reading. To get started, we will go to ClassLink. Once you have signed into the portal, into ClassLink, you should see as a teacher an icon for ReadSquared and the words ReadSquared Dashboard. You'll click on this link to access the login for ReadSquared. For most of you, ClassLink should work its magic and go ahead and sign you in. We did have some issues yesterday with some people not being able to sign in, so you may see the screen that I'm showing right now. If that is the case, for username, you want to enter the same username you would put into the portal and the same password you want to put in the portal, and then click login. Do not click login with ClassLink a second time. This will simply redirect you back to ClassLink to sign in, and you've already signed in there. So just go ahead and enter your username and your password. Once you have logged in, this is the screen you should see. This is your dashboard. It should show you the enrollment over the last week for your campus, the reading points that have occurred for your class, and the number of badges that have been earned for your class. Know that as a teacher, you will only see your campus and your students on your campus. Campus administrators will see their entire campus. They will be able to see all students and teachers on their campus. Librarians will also be able to see everyone on the campus. So if you have difficulties with accessing or navigating ReadSquared or finding information for your students, please contact your campus librarian and they will be happy to help. You'll notice on the left-hand side that you have 3 main items here: participants, dashboard, and reports. We're currently on the dashboard, so anytime you click dashboard, it will take you back to this main page. We're going to start with reports. If you'll click on reports, you will see a series of blue buttons. These are all different reports that you can run to see what's going on with your students. The ones that I recommend you take a look at in particular are the participation summary, which will show you an overall summary of the participation that's happened with your students, and participation details, which will actually let you go in and look at each student and the information that goes along with them, the number of points that they've earned. Each point is 1 minute, so every minute they read, they earn 1 point. And then finally, the other one you'll want to really look at are book reviews. We have opened up this feature where students are able to enter book reviews of books that they've read. This might be a great way to get an understanding that students have read and know what that book is about. Those reviews all must be moderated. So if you click on book reviews, You would then, you could choose for a particular date range. Maybe you only want to look at the last week, or you could look for everything if you've never run this before. Click Run Report. And then if any students have put reviews in, those will show here. You might want to print this page out, or alternatively, you can save it as an Excel file by clicking on this disk and choosing Excel. You can also save it as a PDF or Word so that you can go back and take a look at it when you are actually moderating those reviews. So to get back to reports, click the back button. Let's take a look at participation details. This is a test account, so there are no students attached, so you will not see any information. But just to give you an idea of what might pop up for students, you'll notice, oh, we do have some test students, yay. You'll notice that you'll see their username, email, you'll see how many minutes. This is where you will see the minutes that they've recorded. If they have submitted any reviews, this will show here as well. We are not doing missions or activities. Those will happen during summer reading. And then finally, the participation summary. When you run this report, you will see overall in your class how many participants, how many minutes overall that they've read. We are not doing pages or books. We are only recording minutes. You can also schedule reports. So if you want to go ahead and set up a report to schedule every week, you can click Schedule for Later and then set up those times. So you would create a job name. Do you want it emailed to yourself? Do you want that report as a Word, Excel, or PDF? Do you only want it once, every week, every month? And then you would put in your date and your time, and then this report will run frequently. It will run however you have set it so that you can get that in your email rather than having to remember to log into ReadSquared. So the last button that we want to look at is participants. When you click on the participants menu item on the side dashboard, you will be able to filter and search for individual students. I am in my main account so that I can show you a student who's given me his permission to show his information. To search for a particular student, simply enter their first and last name and click Filter. That student should show. If you want to see all of your students, leave first name and last name blank and click Filter, and your entire class will show up. To see information about this student, click on the pencil. This will show up their demographic or personal information. Please do not enter or change any of this information. It is loaded by ClassLink. Below there, you will see a button for receiving book advisory recommendations. If you turn this on, this will give you the opportunity to maybe survey students. You could send out a Google form and ask students what characters they enjoy reading about and use these as the options. What kind of books they enjoy reading, again, use these as the options, and what interests you when you read. And then when they fill out that form, you can take it, come back, and go into each of these students and turn on the items that they actually enjoy reading about. And so then once you do that, then ReadSquared will begin pulling up specific book recommendations for that particular student. These are randomly pulled from their very extensive database of books, both classic and new. So students will get book recommendations that are books that they can find, but they aren't necessarily tied to our library catalog. However, I will show you how students can go in and take a look at and search for books. On the right-hand side, you'll see the ability to quickly log reading for students. If your students aren't manually submitting their reading to you, then this is the perfect place to go in and be able to enter the number of minutes that they have sent into you. This is good for students who maybe don't have access to a device or don't have internet access at home. At the top, you'll see different tabs to go to different sections of the participant information. Click on logs, and this will show you books that student has already logged. You can bulk add reading here for them, or just add a single reading activity. If you click bulk add, you'll see that it gives you 4 different locations, or 4 different times to add the reading activity for the student. Reviews is where you would click to go in and moderate any reviews that student has added. If you are having students send you book reviews in Classroom or some other way, you can manually add the review for that student and moderate it. You can moderate those reviews so that they show to everyone in the school district, or you can moderate them so that they only show to your class. When you click on the other tab, you can go in and see the badges that student has collected. You also should be able to click on Account and switch to User View so that you can see what your students are seeing when they're in the program. So ReadSquared has 2 very different applications. One is the dashboard, the administrative dashboard, which is what you will see when you log into ReadSquared. The other is the actual app where students record their minutes, and that's what students will see. So teachers are in the dashboard, students are in the actual ReadSquared app. Now, I have had some teachers ask whether or not they can also record minutes in the ReadSquared app. That is something we're working on for the summer reading program, but ReadSquared is having to do some finagling to make that happen. So let's take a quick look and see what students will be seeing when they are in ReadSquared. When students first log in, they will see this dashboard, this main dashboard. The banner for the reading program shows at the top. Below there is a welcome message for the student. Then you'll see the student's avatar. For students in grades 3, 4, and 5, most of them have already set up their avatars. For all other students, you'll just see a head and shoulders outline. The student can click on the pencil and the person icon to come in and change their avatar. They can change the accessories, the clothing, and they can change the face of the avatar. And there are a wide variety of faces to choose from for students. Then they would click Save Changes. I don't want to change this student's avatar, so we'll just click on Home to go back to the main dashboard page. In the center section, you will see any points that they have earned. Those are the minutes that they have read. You'll see the points for that month, and then any progress that they're making towards the end of the program. That progress may not really be accurate because we have set it to the maximum number of minutes that can be earned, so that this will last through the end of the school year. Students can log their reading, review a book, see what they've logged in the past, and look at any reading lists if reading lists have been created. This is not something that we have started yet, so this will probably be empty for a while. Down below, students can see a graph of the minutes that they have recorded, or the days when they have actually recorded their minutes. And if they click on the little badge link here, it will show all of the different badges that are available for them to be able to earn. As they earn badges, those badges along with the date they were earned will begin to show up at the top. I recommend that students keep this on the graph simply because it takes up less space on the page, especially if they're using a mobile device. So students are able to, or their parents are able to download the ReadSquared app on any iPhone or iPad, iPod device, and through the App Store. And it's also available on Google Play for any Android device. And the app is really a great way for students to access ReadSquared. They simply, when it's the login page, they will type in their username and password that they would for the portal to be able to get into the app. On the right-hand side, you'll see the leaderboard. This is the overall leaderboard for the entire district. If students click on the purple button, they will see the leaderboard for their campus. As they scroll down, you will see an odometer. This is total number of minutes. It says points earned, which is correct, but it's the total number of minutes that have been recorded for the district. This is the total enrollment at this point. And then you also have your badges, number of badges that have been awarded. Below that, you will see find books to read online. Each one of these icons is linked so that when students click on it, it will take them immediately into that resource. We have our digital library in Sora, Tumble Books, National Geographic Kids, and EBSCO ebooks. These are good books for students K-12. Secondary students may want to focus on the digital library and on the EBSCO ebooks, as there are quite a few in there for young adults. On the left-hand side, you will see underneath the student's avatar a wish list. Students can continue to add books to that wish list by clicking on the plus sign. They can also look at popular books that have been recorded. Here's one that has been recorded by our student that we're looking at today. Now, one thing to know is when the student includes in their log the ISBN number or that barcode that's on the back of the book that you use when you purchase the book, it will automatically include the title and the author, and it will pop up the book cover. When that happens, one of your options is to discover more like this. If you click on Discover More Like This, a box pops up that is an integration with Novelist. We have a Novelist trial run until the end of August so that we can try this out and see what we think, if we like it or not. But you'll see information about the book that was read, which is really interesting. It'll tell about the appeal of the book. Why did people like this book? The intended audience, and then it will show you the full series of that book, which is fantastic for our series readers, and then it will show you similar series that a student might be interested in, and then similar books that might interest this student. What I love about this is you can click on info, it tells a little bit about the book, mouse over reason why, and it shows why this student might also enjoy this book because of the book that they are looking at. And then you can also go to the library catalog, which right now as students are working from home is not very helpful. But if we were in session full time, then they could go to the catalog and search that to see if the library has that book available, and they can add it to their wish list. So lots of great information happening within this Novelist. Hit close, and again, students can, they have the similar links, find it at the library, add book to my wish list. Now, because we are working from home right now and learning from home, my recommendation is that students go to our digital library to search and see if they can find this title, either in the digital library or in the EBSCO ebooks to see if that is available. So that is the main dashboard. You'll see that students can click over on the left-hand side to access the same information that's here in the main dashboard. When students are ready to log their reading, they simply click on the Log Reading button. Here they enter how many minutes they have read. They can also change the date of the activity, but they can only choose dates that the program has been open. So if you have a student who's waiting until Friday or Saturday and recording their reading for the entire week, they can go in and record their reading for each of those days. However, we highly recommend that they go in every single day and record whatever reading they've done for that day. It's a lot easier to remember it and to make sure that it's accurate. Students can enter a book ISBN number here in this spot. And what will happen is when they click on that and then they click in author or book title, it will show the book title and the author for students. Students can also scan the ISBN code if they are on a mobile device, a tablet or a phone. And when they click Scan ISBN code, this will pop up the camera. It will ask for permission to be able to use the camera. And then students can take a picture of the back of the book of that barcode on the back of the book that you would use to purchase it. And the book title and the author will automatically appear. The other thing that's fantastic for students who are reading chapter books is that this book title and author will continue to appear in the log activity box over and over and over again until the student clicks, I finished the book. Once they have clicked that and hit submit, then the next time they open up log activity, the book title and author will be blank. So if the student is reading a picture book and they've finished it within the amount of minutes that they read, they would put in their title, author, and click I finished the book. If they're reading a chapter book, they would put in the book and author or just the ISBN number and leave I finished the book empty, and then that book title and author will appear every single time until they mark I have finished. So that's really nice time saver, so students don't have to enter that information every single time if they're reading chapter books. This is also where students can add a book review. All right, next, students can add a book review also by clicking on Review Book. They choose the number of stars that they think this book is and then enter their review. Remember, this will have to be moderated by you, the teacher, before it is entered, and other people can then look at that. The student can also see their logging history by clicking on Logging History, and you'll see all of the different books that they have read. And for those that actually have a full author and title, you should see a Discover More like this. And that is a brief overview of what the student side of ReadSquared looks like. Here is the link for the student video. If you want to record this link, I'll leave this up for just a bit so that you can write this link down and put it into your Google Classroom as a material, or share it with your students in whatever way you are sharing information with your students. They can watch this video. It is made specifically for students, so it does address everything from the student point of view. As always, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact your campus librarian. They should be able to help you. And you can also contact me, emcdonald@mesquiteisd.org. My email address is here at the bottom. There were some people in our trainings who were having difficulty with logging in. My suggestion is to use when you get to the login screen, if you're not getting logged in very well, go ahead and use the forgot password link. This will send you an email. That email will get stuck in your spam filter, so you want to go into your Mesquite ISD quarantine email that you should see. There's a link where you can click on and see all emails that have been quarantined or filtered. And you'll want to go in and find that email and then follow the directions. Again, if you have questions or need anything, you can email me and you can contact your campus librarian. We are always happy to help.